As Killing Floor fans, whether a diehard for the original or one of the 10 million players who enjoyed Killing Floor 2, you know that good gunplay is one of the core elements to making the game not only fun, but immersive as well. If you've had the chance to play the Killing Floor 3 beta, or simply watching from the sidelines, it's pretty clear that something is wrong with the guns. And I'm not just talking about the generic sci fi looks or the lack of high FPS animation. Significant changes were made to casualize the gunplay for the general audience. Regardless of how you feel about Killing Floor having a crosshair, I'd hope that it would at least function properly, especially since this has been industry standard for at least 25 years at this point. It doesn't. For transparency, I should probably say that Killing Floor 2 also had a crosshair you can enable. However, it was similarly ineffective, but in a different way. One that makes sense when you consider that Killing Floor 2 gunplay isn't dog shit. How about this automatic shotgun, where the buckshot lands outside the crosshair, or this one, where the reticle is tight, but the spread is 3 meters wide? The biggest downfall of the crosshair not being dynamic is the fact that with the new attachment system, you can actually drastically change the accuracy of your weapon. However, the crosshair won't reflect it, which makes it totally useless for gameplay. So they included it, which people don't want, and it doesn't work properly. If you've played the support perk in Killing Floor 2, you know how fun and lethal the shotguns can be, not hampered by an artificial need to aim down sights in order to extend your effective range, a la Call of Duty. And if you get good enough, you can forego the need to aim with other classes too, since there really isn't bullet spread. Instead, the bullets go where the weapon itself is pointing. But more on that in the next part. If you enjoyed how reliable and consistent the shotguns were in the previous game, you're not going to like them in Killing Floor 3. Unfortunately, they added Call of Duty style spread and spread reduction, so now when you aim, your shots are really tight, but when you're hip firing, your shots are all over the place. I know this footage is going to get compressed to hell, but in Killing Floor 2, you saw the example where I can just strafe side to side and hip fire from further away, but in this game, the machine gun misses at like 8 meters while standing still. Seeing how Tripwire has been responding to the community and the fact that specialists are still going to be in the game at launch really makes me think that the attachment system is damaging the weapons, because the weapons are bad at the start. So you get to buff them with attachments. Yay! While in the previous game, they were just good. They could have just had it like the previous game, but then give you the option to change like your ammo or your optic, and that would have been enough. But now everybody needs to put laser sights and foregrips and compensators just to get artificial accuracy bonuses, while there's nothing else competing for the slot. But before you can even craft attachments, you have to unlock them. This is partially time gated with daily and weekly challenges, but a majority of the unlocks are going to come from the built in challenges that are not. I recommend that when you start playing Killing Floor 3, to have a rough idea of what character you'd like to play, because the attachment unlocks are weighted and you're going to get a lot of them early on with the easy challenges, but it'll slow down by the time you get like 10 hours in. I fully admit that if you've not played Killing Floor 2 before, this comparison might look like nonsense, but for those of you who have played either recently or in its prime, then I hope you understand what I'm trying to portray, because each weapon is unique. They pull in their own ways. Some jump high, some jump low, some are really steady, like the SMGs, but they don't do much damage. But even then, if you're running around, if you're hip firing, the guns bounce all over the place. But not wildly, not randomly, not like Call of Duty. They point in a direction and they shoot in that direction, a direction you can see and a direction you can aim. And that's where I think the high level play is really going to be different, because in Killing Floor 3, all you do is pull down. Part of the replayability and uniqueness of Killing Floor 2 Zed Time was that each class, when you hit level 25, got two special abilities to choose from for slow motion. Some of them let you shoot really fast, some of them let you reload your guns, some of them let you do a bunch of damage, some of them let you get healing, some of them let you run around at full speed during slow-mo, while everybody else is still slow. All of these things are now gone. In Killing Floor 3, everybody moves, shoots, and reloads at full speed. On top of this, you do an extra 400% damage during slow mo, meaning that everybody instantly becomes a god and the best of all worlds compared to the uniqueness and special abilities of Killing Floor 2. Someone legitimately needs to check on Tripwire's staff, because I think that this dude is running the project.